Hi everyone, and welcome to this next series, which is going to be me building a garage for myself. So basically the idea with this project is we're going to use as much recycled material as possible, as I usually like to do with my own builds. So this garage is basically going to be built out of the material that I took out of the farmhouse. And it's going to be built in a 1960s sort of style, just like that house, sort of as a memento to that house, I guess. And going to use like the door and the window from it. So I'm just headed out to the farm right now. Here it's out there pulling nails out of the plywood and stuff like that. So we'll go check in on how he's doing. And then I'll load up some of the stuff that we'll need, and we'll sort of pick what door and window we want and everything like that. So we'll be out at the farm shortly. Now, here's our stack of material. This is some of the plywood. There's still more over there on the other side. I wanted to wait to bring it around until the house was actually demolished, because trying to weave through the back there, it's just too tight with the trees and everything. So now we can just drive it straight across where the house used to be. So this is all the plywood that's got to get nails pulled out of it and stuff. He's got all the 2x4s done already. There wasn't really much for nails in there, just the odd drywall nail or whatever. But that's the pile of twisted ones. There's 5 there out of how many 100 or so. And like, these aren't really even twisted that bad. Like, I guess that one sort of is, but this looks like your average lumber that you'd get from the co-op today. And like this, I don't even know what's wrong with that one. Oh, I guess it's just a shorter one. And this one's just got a chunk out of it. So yeah, realistically, there's like maybe 2 twisted ones. And then this, I think this is just stuff that he didn't get to yet. It doesn't look like it's twisted or anything. Yeah, I'm not sure why this is over here. That's a good chunk. Maybe it's one of the shorter ones too, I don't know. But yeah, then there's all the trusses from the house, the walls and stuff. But yeah, let's go look at windows and doors. So here's our options for doors. This was the back door to the house. Now this one swings in to the left. And I think for the setup that I want for the door to be on the left-hand side and swing against the wall, I think this is the door that I'm going to use with the diamond window. There's also the one with sort of that rounded square window. I don't know if you can see it, but it swings the other way. So I'd sort of have to put the door on the other side of the building, which just wouldn't really make sense for, because you know, you'd walk up to the building like this. You wouldn't want to have to walk to the far side to go in the door. So, but I like this door. It's a 36-inch wide door. So plenty wide enough to, you know, take, say, a lawnmower or whatever in. And I also like how it's got the 5-inch setback, because some of the 2 3/8 or 2 5/8 ones that you normally see these days, you'll end up hitting your hand on the jamb, and or if you have gloves on, you'll pinch your glove in between. So I just really like these 5-inch setback doorknobs. And then as far as windows go, we got all the old aluminum sliders here. And I think I want the kitchen window because it's like the smallest. I could put one of these great big bedroom windows in, but that would be getting pretty big for a 24 by 14 garage. So I think this window will sort of be a good proportion as for size. Now all of our cedar siding is back here. There's quite a bit of it, but I don't think there's gonna be enough. So I'll probably have to get a few extra pieces. I know a place in Saskatchewan that still makes this, or not makes it, but stocks it, but it would be quite expensive. But we'll have a lot of it here, so that'll be nice. I'll grab that. So we're back at home here, and this is, I don't know if you remember that concrete pad that I have in the back of my lot here. This is where I'm going to build the garage, and I'm just going to get all the snow out of here, sort of get a perimeter around it, and yeah, hopefully expose it so we can build on it. Alright, so here we are, day one of construction. I'm just getting bottom plates laid out. These plates that I'm using, they have the rafters off of that grain bin that we tore down. They're about 15 feet long. And then we got studs here, plywood there. Garrett's just exposing that plate from the ice. I got a lot of this snow moved, so we got a little bit of room to work back here. So first thing I'll do is get a measurement on our side walls. So we got one wall up. It's looking decently big. 14 by 24, that's what it is. It's basically the same design as the building that was here before. I mean, obviously I wish it was bigger, but this is the size of the pad we have to work with. It should be enough room now to pull my truck in, or the skid steer at least. Have the door right here, sort of following that path. Window there, and then no windows on the sides, you just don't need it. And then the overhead door will be right in there. Everything's sort of predetermined, so just kind of stick with that. But yeah, we'll get this other wall done, popped up, then probably do the back wall and then the front. Now the weather's sort of turning on us here, so I haven't been taking much video just because I don't want my phone out in the snow. But we got the basic shell up, minus, you know, the headers and whatnot, but got the door size all figured out. I already have this door, by the way. I got an old cedar garage door. And then our window opening. The pad is a little bit humped here, so I don't know if you can see sort of that curve to the top plate. We just snapped a line across, and then I'm just going to cut the studs to flatten that out. Just sort of things you deal with when you're working with an existing pad that hasn't had a building on it for 30 years. It sort of heaves and cracks and whatever. But should be a decent sized little garage. So now we're just working on framing the window and door in. We've sort of got everything figured out for the straightness of the wall, and there's no point in putting headers in end walls. Like, technically that's not up to code, but I'm also the client on this job, so I don't really care. So if you see anything that we're doing looks kind of shoddy or whatever, just know that it's not, in my opinion. There's nothing wrong with just having a flat 2x4 on an end wall. If it was on a load-bearing wall, then obviously you'd want to put a header in, but there's just no purpose for it here. So I'm just preparing the door to go in. I put the brick mold back on because I prefer to install doors with a brick mold, because then you can just put it where it's got to go. And I just used these, I think these are 3-inch finishing nails. That's what it was attached with before. So, and then I'll fasten it the same way around the outside. So another good day today. Got the door put in. That was a little bit of a challenge, but it's in. It operates nice. And then yeah, I got some sheathing on, got that header in. It's starting to look like a garage. Thank you for watching episode 1. Be sure to tune in next week for episode 2, where we focus on the roof framing. Also check out the links in my description for my Facebook and Instagram pages. Go give me a follow, that would be much appreciated. And we'll see you in the next episode.